Hi and welcome back to the Interesting Chords corner, where I present a particular voicing for a particular chord type that I find personally pleasing, and then demonstrate it in musical context. Today I'm going to talk about the 13th sharp 11th chord, and I'm going to first of all play the voicing, then explain how I arrived at it, and then demonstrate it. So the voicing for C chord, so it's going to be a C 13th sharp 11th chord, is the following. I'm playing an E and B flat in the left hand and a D, F sharp and A in the right hand. So how did I arrive at this? It's actually fairly straightforward. If I play a C major chord, I add the dominant 7th, 9th, 11th and 13th degrees. I take the 11th and take the sharp tension. And then I omit the 1st and the 5th, which in this case are the C and G. I remain with the voicing I've demonstrated. The idea is that the 1st and the 5th degrees aren't really that strongly needed for these complex chords. I did retain kind of the most interesting colors of the chord. So I have the 3rd and 7th, which are very important. Then I have the highest degree, which is the 13th. That's important as well. And the sharp 11th, so that's kind of the special color of the chord. And I also have the 9th. Now you should take this, of course, and transpose it to all possible 12 chords. For example, if I tell you play a D 13th sharp 11th, you should be able to say, okay, this is it. Or if you play an F, this would be it, or a B flat 13th sharp 11th, and so forth. So all 12 possible chords. Next, I'd like to demonstrate this chord for you in a very small, short chord progression. I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to go back and sort of explain some of my choices. So here goes. Okay, so let me go back and point out where I use this special voicing in the progression. So I start out from this, so this is the progression in the key of C. Again, I try to keep things in key of C because I know for many of you it's easier to assimilate. So I started with the C, which is the tonic. And this is actually a C major 9. But I'm not really going to dwell on the other chords. And this goes into a B flat 13th sharp 11th, which goes into an A minor or A minor 7th, and this goes into a D 13th sharp 11, which then goes into a D minor 9, and then a D flat 13th sharp 11th, and back to the tonic, which is a C major 9. Now, the first kind of chord, the first 13th sharp 11th chord, which is a B flat, is derived from a tritone substitution. And if you're not familiar with this, I have a link in the description to a video of mine that explains this very nice harmonic concept. So the idea is that originally what I wanted to play was a C going into an E, going into an A minor. But instead of playing the E, I played a chord that is a tritone away, which is a B flat. So I substituted the E for a B flat. So instead of playing, I simply played the next place where this 13th sharp 11th chord appears is for a D going to a D minor. And this is, again, a very common way. You have the chord appearing in a major and then a minor. So you get these things, say, you could just give you an unrelated example. I could play a C chord, and then an F, F minor, and C. So it happens quite a lot that you play a major chord and you follow it up by the minor chord, from the variant of this chord. And then after the D minor, I play the D flat, 13 sharp 11, and go back to the C major 9. And again, this is a tritone substitution. What I was going to play, quote unquote, was a G, dominant 7th, which is the 5, going back to the C, which is the 1. But instead of playing the G, I played the chord, which is a tritone away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What you hear in the background, by the way, is my cat scratching a piece of carton. So instead of playing this G dominant 7th, I chose to play the tritone substitution, which is the D flat, 13th sharp 11th. Yes, I know. And that resolved to the C major 9. That's it. I hope you learned something interesting. I think my cat has as well. And I'll see you next time.